local. So go ahead and drop what you're getting ready to talk about.
All right, cool. So, yeah, anyways, we lost the feed, so we're picking up, where we left off. But I just want a couple things to the people listening. I would love to have, if Pete's out there listening and when we're telling these stories, Pete's a humble guy. Please don't think we're talking trash or nothing, because we're not. I would like to extend the offer for you to fight Vic again, though. I have a contract and we're waiting, and we'd love to have you, Pete. We love you very much. I know that he's been doing some Muay Thai. He's got quite a bit of fights under him when he moved away and did what he did. But, if this does happen to hit his ears, let me know, man. I'd love to pick up where we left off and keep that fight going. Everyone knows you and Vic would be a barn burner fight. It'd be awesome. Second, I was saying I was going around looking at all these wrestling shows, and I'll be honest, man, what I've seen is sad. I feel like this wrestling business, and I'm just speaking from what I understand as a promoter and what I've seen with my eyes, okay? It feels like all these wrestlers are alone. They're doing their own thing. They're carrying their own character. They are trying to be a star in a world full of, a galaxy of stars. So I feel like a good promoter should know how to promote the people and make them go further. Like, I've seen a lot of wrestling shows that the video is horrible. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine driving 3 hours, wrestling for some guy for some rate that isn't even fair, because I know that the wrestlers are not being paid properly at all. And I mean, I've heard numbers, and dude, it's absolutely ridiculous. These guys should at least be making money to where it's worth it. So what I'd like to do, and what we're getting ready to do, is we're going to launch a promotion here very, very soon. I mean, we're working out all the details. Dan Wright's going to be involved. Vic will be involved. I'm not going to mention everyone else. We'll introduce the promotion when we get to that place. We're getting ready to schedule some shows. Mm-hmm. I would like to find a real talent that's dedicated, and I'd like to give them the opportunity to actually push them appropriately. There's a lot of stuff going on in these shows, and I know that it's hard for the promoters. They've got 1,000 moving pieces. For me, running an MMA show is 100,000 moving pieces. It's one of the hardest things you can do promotion-wise. There's so much going on, so many key little factors that if it's off by 1 degree, shit falls apart. But the wrestling, I've been scouting talent, and I've been seeing guys that are good. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to give the fans a show that we're actually concerned about the fans. Mm-hmm. I know you got a lot of diehards that want to do it diehard because they love the business, they're a wrestling fan. But things like calling out legends and then giving them no room to wrestle and only having 30 people, I mean, stuff like that, it doesn't have to be that way. I've seen promoters that promote a whole show and then you realize why, because they're on there fighting. Like, it's weird to me what I see you guys go through. I know that there's some wrestlers that don't put in the time, the effort, and the work, and it's going to show. But people like you, Vic, I mean, you're going all over the country. Where are you headed next? Germany, Canada? Where are you going next?
I'm going to Dallas, Texas this weekend. Next weekend, I'm in Tennessee. And at the end of the month, I'm in Canada.
Yeah, dude. Texas, Tennessee, Canada. I mean, that's not, this isn't a little league baseball game here. You're running serious distance. You're giving serious time. You're running around entertaining all these fans in different places for the promoters, and yet I still don't see them producing quality products, like a quality copy of the match that's edited to look good. You go to the WWE, they've got 5 camera angles of everything. If a guy coughs in there, they've got 5 camera angles. Now, you've been there. You know what I'm talking about. They don't miss shit on camera. So if you get the group and you promote them good, help them build their character, and I'd like to really just bring people together, rock the shit out of North Carolina, give these people a show that is awesome. I know I'm trying to link up with, I talked to the DSS, which is Department of Social Services, and we're going to raise money for foster kids. That's always been a passion of mine, that I want to help kids that come from broken homes. It's just something I feel like God led me to do. So in that, we won't have a problem filling seats. You know, we can take tickets and sell them and give half of whatever we get on the tickets to the cause at Department of Social Services to help with these kids. And then those same kids that we're helping can be the ones that are out there watching the show. I just think it can be done better. I'm not trying to dog anyone. I'm not trying to talk bad. I hope it doesn't sound that way. If I come off that way, I don't want to be known as that shit-talking prick. That's not who I am. Anyone that really knows me knows it's not. I've helped a lot of companies get going. I am all about watching everybody succeed. But so far, Dan Wright has a wrestling company here, and it is by far, it's called Dominant Championship Wrestling. Whenever I'd seen it last. Now, what was it? It was like Southeastern. What is it now, Vic?
It's a Southeastern Wrestling Alliance.
Southeastern West Wrestling Alliance. Now, they just changed that over some stuff I'm not getting into. It's not my business. But Dan does it right. He's got good video. He's got Trinitrons when you walk out. He's got videos of these people. And Dan loves these guys. You know, he's so excited when these shows go on. I'll call him, and he'll just go on for an hour telling me everything that's going on. It's like he feels like he's the right guy for the business, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get Vic. I'm basically blackmailing Vic, guys. If you all don't know, I am using everything I ever did for Vic. I'm totally leveraging our friendship. I'm grabbing him in a headlock and telling him he's going to hurt my feelings if he don't help me. So I've pretty much got Vic. Right, Vic? Tell him,
yes.
Vic. Tell him.
yes, you got me.
but also, you know, I need some star power. You know, Vic is clearly well known. He's got a great persona. He carries it well. And I watched you dump a title. When I say dump, you dropped a title belt to a guy at the last show. It was an older gentleman that was going to retire. He hasn't had a lot of matches, and they wanted to give this guy a title belt to win as a championship, and the guy didn't even know really it was going to happen. And Vic just decided, look, man, if he's getting ready to retire, you know, let's let him win a title. So I went and watched Victor carry this guy, and I mean carry him. The guy was amazing. He did some like sleight of hand with this weapon and was hitting Vic in the throat with like a shank or something. Vic sold the shit out of it. The other guy sold it, and it was so entertaining. But as for the other stuff, he just clearly was not on Vic's level. He clearly could not keep up. And it wasn't personal, but watching Vic carry this guy, and the other guy sold his character really well, it was so entertaining. But I see stuff in the business like that. These guys that are helping other people get over. They are, you know, trying to build the business, and they're trying to help the next generation. And I feel like Vic is going to be one of those people that, I mean, he already is. If you guys are not aware, Vic has a training school where he trains wrestlers. So if any of you guys have not been plugged into that, reach out to him, ask him. I know he's got a location that they're doing now. We're actually opening up another location for him as well. Victor knows how to bring people in. He knows how to teach them the business. And he's not an arrogant prick like a lot of people are. He doesn't give you the big speech where he's trying to tell you how cool he is and how much you need to appreciate him. Victor just wants you to get in there, get it done, be safe, and shine. And I feel like people like that should be in this business. Now, Vic, don't think I'm complimenting you too much, bro. You know me, right? Screw you, bro. But you know, I'm not over here patting you on the back yet. We got a lot of work to do. But I do think that I'm going to start pushing. And now that I've got Dan on the side, and he's going to, you know, come in and steer parts for me. I got Vic looking out for me too. I mean, with what I've already got to produce and the way I've produced shows in the past, with the knowledge of Dan Wright and Vic, and being able to bring that in, I think we're going to be able to present a really good product that's going to be very entertaining, memorable, and I don't think it'll be long, you know, before people are like, yo, I want to be with that guy. I know that XFP went through that. You know, you see these guys that travel to another state, they fight 3 rounds of bloodbath, and then all they've got is their girlfriend's video from the 4th row jumping up and down screaming so loud, and you can't see shit. You know what I mean? And then when I would do a show, I've got good camera angles. I do my own editing, you know, to make sure that what these guys do, when they display their craft, when they show you what they do, it's able to be noticed. And because of that, a lot of guys like to fight for me. So it's, look, Byron, we come in there, he treats us good, and when we're done, we look like rock stars. You know, and I had one guy say, he built a bigger fan base off of his one loss with me than the fights he did before he met me. That was a good feeling, you know? Yeah. I'm like, I got you, man. You just, keep a good attitude, because in the fight business, you got to toe a line to fight for me. We don't work with people that beat women and children. In fact, just stay away from us, man, because we'll invite you to training and anyways. So, we're real good about making sure no one's violent outside. You got a persona and a character. Like Victor, if you went out and did some stupid shit, it could really affect your career. It could affect your persona and your image that people have right now. You've got a very distinct image that you've crafted over years. So if you went out and did some ridiculous shit like beat your wife or, got in a bar fight and put some guy in a hospital, I'm very strict, about carrying a certain type of character if I'm going to promote you. Like in my school, I'm careful who we train. Mm-hmm. I love training heroes. I will not train villains. So, the more we get to know somebody, the more dangerous we're going to make them with skills that we pass on. I want to make sure that it's going to go to the right reasoning, the right cause. This is one of the reasons our company is so big, I think, and so well connected, is people genuinely care about each other, and they help each other, and credit is given where credit is due. So, with all that said, I'm wrapping this up because we've been talking a minute, and Vic's got a thing going with his computer, so maybe we'll do this again. I would love sometime, Vic, to get on and talk with that other guy that you had there.
Brian.
He was on the one I watched last time. What's his name?
His name is Brian. Brian. He's the head honcho of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and he is amazing.
Brian's legit, man. He has got a good mic presence. He's articulate. He seems. Listen, dude, I'd love to talk to him about doing some commentating at my shows and maybe even interviewing some guys, because we're about to launch a pretty big series of shows. And the whole time I'm watching that podcast, I'm like, dude, this guy can run his mouth like a pro. Like, his energy level was there. He was very good. So if you ever get a chance to hook us up and let us meet, turn that key for me, because I'd like to shake his hand, meet him a little bit, and then make a proposition to bring him in for XFP for some stuff. You think he'd be interested in that, or is that not up his alley?
No, he said he's down. He's already sent me a message. He's listening. He's listening to the show. He said he's down.
Awesome. Yeah, I just thought he's got the tools, man. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I've always wanted to say that. Thanks for letting me on. It's been fun. I do want to tell everyone, if you haven't seen some of that stuff I was telling you, definitely check out Vic's pancreas match. It's just too damn hilarious to miss. If he can show you some of the cage, the stuff leading up to the Pete fight, it's like liquid gold. And I did want to say, I'm looking forward to come out and do some shows. I hope everybody watching this or gets to hear this comes out and checks it out. You got a lot of really good talent. We're hoping that when we come in and do it right and treat people right, we can create a product that is amazing. So, to everybody, it's been nice to meet you. Vic, you can close it down and I will shut up.
Well, real quick, what we do like to do every week is like to give people some words of encouragement, some uplifting advice. So if you had a final word for the Best Damn Nation, what would your final word be for our people?
To all the people?
Yes.
If you're not willing to go too far, you'll never go far enough. Sometimes you got to roll dice and take some hits in order to get what you deserve, and certain things should never be put in the hands of someone who hasn't taken some hits. So for any of you people out there that are trying to chase a career, a dream, maybe you want to be an MMA fighter, maybe you want to be a wrestler, take the opportunity. When you see someone give an open door, if you want to be a cage fighter, hit Vic up. He's got my contact. We're tight. If you want to do some professional wrestling, hit Vic up. He's the guy. He's got the tools. And sometimes you'll find out later that it's not about competing with everyone to get where you want to be. If you find the right organizations, you'll find out very quickly that the only reason they're so strong and successful is they know how to build one another up. If you're in a corporation or an organization that doesn't build one another up, find one that does. Otherwise, you'll be a stepping stone. But that's it. Chase your dreams. Don't be a bitch.
All right.
Check mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had Byron Wickline on the line, and my final word for the Best Damn Nation is nothing's impossible. Because when you have God in it, the only thing you can say is I'm possible. So nothing is impossible. As long as you have God in it, He would always tell you I'm possible. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, along with my very good guest, Byron Wickline from Extreme Fight Promotions. Byron, I'm getting ready to close this out. But before we do, I'm going to say we will see you on the next best. And I want you to give me your best, strongest damn that you could ever come from the bowels of your soul, okay? And I'm going to say this is the next best, and then you follow up with damn, and I'll close this out.
Ron Simmons damn, right?
That big Ron Simmons damn, absolutely. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope to see you next week on the next Best Wrestling Podcast. We will see you guys next Wednesday with another guest, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of our interviews, but you definitely don't want to miss the one that's coming up very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we bid you adieu.
We all good?